Fingers crossed. All right. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. This is our all evil alignment campaign. All the player characters have an evil alignment of some sort. Not to say murder hobo, but everyone has done such a great job. Yeah. Let's just kill everything until we die, and then we'll roll another.
That's one way to play an evil campaign.
Yeah.
Not a very fruitful one.
Yeah. Well, everyone's done such a fantastic job. I really appreciate each of you and the work you put into your characters, because they all have a lot of depth and their story, and you gave me so much room to throw things at you, and I really can't wait to see how all your personalities mesh, especially the alignment stuff. So fun. All right. Anyway, diving into the episode. So for viewers, there's a bit of an intro, and just to get the players in the same place here. I'll just I wrote a little descriptive paragraph here. It's a cold, dark, cruel place to visit. Much worse. Stale smell of cave moisture, with the body odor of the mostly unwashed populace, blankets the entire city with a foul miasma. Luminescent crystals embedded in the cave walls strive to light the heavy darkness of the city. Little success. If the sight of massive shadow tendrils from the Shadowfell encasing the edges of the city isn't enough to stir your sense of danger, then the 17-mile drop off the cliffside edges of the city down the Dragon Maw abyss ought to do the trick. Drow and Duergar manage and protect the city under the ever-watchful eye of the Illithid that have long enslaved the Elder Brain, city center. Citizens keep an especially careful eye out for Vardok, the High Illithid, that rules over the rest, right hand. Vicious, twisted, and especially cruel. It may be better to leap into Dragon Maw Abyss, stand in the street. Today, we meet some new friends. Some are here on business, others have lived here for years, but today a new life, a new adventure begins for each. The city is under siege by some high-level heroes. They are cutting down the Drow and Duergar, racing to protect them, unleashing pillars of fire as they pass through the city, seemingly heading toward the Elder Center. We begin. So, players almost all had a session 0, where they explored the city, and at the very end, they encountered this event where the heroes, those jerk heroes, are down here ruining the city, wreaking havoc. They seem to be on an entirely different level between the gear that they have, the skills and spells that they. Let's see. We have a few folks, and I think that if you guys are up for it, I'd like to sort of go around and if you want to just give a brief description of, you can say hi, introduce yourself if you like, and give a brief description of your character, giving whatever, however basic the details you want. It's entirely up to you. And I guess we'll start with Dina. You're up for it.
Sure. Let's see. If you're looking for me on Twitter, I'm at StarStuff84, Cleric of Cord. I am playing Dina, who is a tiefling sorcerer with just a drop or two of draconic blood in her. Just a drop or two.
Awesome. All right, next we'll pass it over to Valken.
Kevin, go by Nevik Link on everything. I'm a Aarakocra Bard. That's a barn owl.
Who? I couldn't resist, sorry.
Get that out of the way now. You would. Already.
I'm the worst, yeah. Bad jokes. Okay, neat. And then we'll head over to Aerie.
My name is Anna, and I am playing Aerie. She is a human warlock. One very noticeable thing is that probably doesn't look like she was old enough to kind of be left alone. So people tend to be a little confused by that.
Very neat. And then over to Rhea.
So I'm Victoria, Noble Victory on Twitter, and I'm playing Rhea, the half-elf rogue who is very finely dressed and wants you to know it, and very, very ready to spend some coin. So
Nice. All right, and then over to Thaxel. Yay. Oops. Or maybe Discord will stop working for a minute, and then I won't be able to do any of that because
on Twitter.
Oh, sorry, Thaxel. Can you start again? My Discord crapped out. Yeah. It's like, Thaxel, no. Shut down. Okay.
No one needs to know about me. It's fine. Name is Tasha. You can find me at Twitter at RebelXSI06. I am playing Thaxel. She is a lizard folk druid. She's about 20 years old. She's very athletically built, so she can, she's pretty intimidating. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna let you know about.
Exciting. Awesome. And when Randy joins us later, I'll have him do a quick rundown. Well, all right. So here in the city of Shadowgate, as described before, all those happenings have taken place. Standing outside the Dragon's Belly Inn are Thaxel, Aerie, that is run up as well, and Dina. After exploring the city for the past day or two, they find themselves together as the heroes are unleashing these pillars of fire and the rogues run by. The three of them, having traveled here together, recognize one another and group up sort of to watch these events begin unfolding. They also climb out of the upper floor of the inn, Rhea, that they traveled with, climbs out of a window and up on the roof and starts chasing a couple of the rogues that were here doing damage, hero rogues. So she's running along the rooftops following them. Pretty agile. If I recall, there were some good rolls with that. And bursting out of the front door of the inn around the same time is Valken, Aarakocra barn owl humanoid. Looks a little, is also very concerned about what's going on. And I'll just sort of put it in your hands as you guys, as all that happens. Let me know what you'd like to do. The city, there's still a number of those heroes flying on the carpet overhead. The rogues have run by. They're tearing down an illithid down the street, heading towards the city center. How would you like to act as?
I have probably made it to the Dragon Belly Inn at the door. And I'm just gonna tiptoe back into the building.
Okay, you walk past the barn owl that's, just Aarakocra that's looking up, like investigating the skies and stuff, and you kind of slip past him and head inside. Thaxel and Dina, you see her walk past you, and you recognize her from the trip. She, and of course Ray.
I guess I'm gonna follow her in, sneak back in.
Okay. Do the same. Valken, you see, another person sort of go to push past you. The lizard folk. Now Valken was very stealthy, not stealthy, but he blended in. He was the musician. As you guys walk past, you may or may not recognize playing the music. He's, might recognize you from the crowd. I'll leave that. guys for now. You see the lizard folk, the druid, walk past you with.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
is there anybody outside still?
Dina's outside.
Yep. Dina's probably just kind of looking up, watching. If anything looks like it's going to get a little too close, she'll duck back inside. But she's kind of standing in the doorway, trying to be stealthy, hiding, but just watching what's going on, seeing who's going to win, which way's the fight going to go.
Nice. Dina, go ahead and roll a stealth check just to see, how well that works. And Rhea, what would you like to do while they're doing that?
Well, realizing how fast those other two rogues are going on the rooftop, and realizing I'm in a dress, and seeing my recently met companions go in, I'll probably go back in the window and maybe head downstairs if I can.
Sure. Okay. You go to make the leap at the end of the roof, and you kind of skid a bit to a stop. Up. Like, I better get inside. You hustle back, scoot down in.
Yeah.
And as though
That's
nothing
14.
happened, you. Oh, okay, neat. 14. Yeah, all right, that's pretty good. Okay. 14. Okay. All right. Yep. So let's see. Around that time, Ray, you'll be coming down the hallway like nothing happened. You can come down the stairs as Staxel has headed back in, and Airy and Dina, you're in the doorway, sort of watching, but being stealthy.
Yeah, she wants to keep an eye on which way the fight's going to go.
Okay.
She wants to know where, if they're all just kind of focusing on the brain, or if they're looking to just wipe out the city.
Yeah.
Where's the balance of power going to fall?
Make a perception check as well, Dina. And I'm sorry, just as a reminder, you guys are more than welcome to use actual dice tonight, as it's our very first session.
I am all set.
I'm on it. I gotta pick one
I feel
out.
like I should have bought more dice when I could have the other day.
You should have.
One
Always.
does not need ever an excuse to buy more dice. That's an 8 for perception.
Okay.
I did the Kraken thing, and
Oh, I love those dice. They're so nice. They look so sweet.
Looking forward to those.
Ari probably just ran. I ran back to the room. Everything was packed. I was always getting to go back. So I just grabbed my bag and just waiting down, probably next to Thaxel with my bag, and just making sure I have everything.
Okay, you hustle across, making barely a sound. You head back and grab your stuff and come running back out. Dina, as you're assessing everything, it's tough to tell because there is a lot of chaos. Destruction seems to be part of their plan. Buildings are getting, chunks of buildings are getting decimated. Stone is being heaved up from the ground with different spells. There's a massive, almost like a Goliath creature that jumps off of the carpet and lands down on the street with the mace first and just cracks a big chunk of the street and starts swinging back and forth like in this mad rage at a bunch of the Durgar and Drow that are running out in the streets to protect the city.
So is the fight staying localized then towards the center, or are they just laying waste to the whole city, trying to kill everybody that they come across?
It seems like they're headed towards the center of the city. I mean, with the roll that you got, it's a little difficult to tell, but they've at least left a person or two behind. All
right, she's gonna kind of she's gonna stay hidden as long as she can. If they get too close, like within a block or two, then she'll probably duck back inside.
Okay. Falcon, what are you doing? Are you also staying in the doorway assessing, or are you heading back in? What would you...
Me? I'll probably stay outside. Could I peek in to see where if Balrigs come downstairs and might be yelling for me to go and help him, so I know whether or not.
You listen for Balrig, and you don't hear him. I mean, he ran up to fix those the boards and such in the upper level that had been breaking. And there's been a number of other crashes and booms, and now you don't hear him shouting or running.
Okay.
There's only like 7 or 8 people in the tavern at this point. Most were out at Reclamation.
Mm.
I look at Thaxel.
You're the only one inside with me, right? At this point.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just
Like as I'm
lurking.
just like making sure I have everything going. Like, well, I mean, I really don't need to be here any longer. Stay. Go.
I'm just gonna stay. I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out.
I mean, I don't need to get involved in this, do you?
Sorry, it broke up. What'd you say?
Said I don't need to get involved into this.
I don't know. Do you want to get involved in this?
Maybe we see how it turns out.
That's
After
what I'm.
maybe killing each other.
Yes. I like this. I like this plan.
Is the bar empty? Like so. Behind the, sorry, that was
the
a
bar?
question for Nick. Is
Oh,
the
sorry.
bar empty?
Well, Sax, yeah, she could look, yeah. There's no one behind the bar. There's a Valken that's inside looking around. There's a couple patrons, but make a perception check. I think everybody that's in here, yeah, can make a perception check.
All right. If I don't see anybody behind the bar, I reach around and pour 2 drinks.
Yeah, you can pour 2 drinks. Yep. You find.
Thanks for hitting.
Okay.
Did you say make a perception check?
Mm-hmm, please.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Nice.
8.
Okay.
Mm.
And Dina and Rhea and Valken can as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You guys are within range.
It's a natural 20.
Whoa, nice. Okay.
That would be a 13. And
I'm
a
too
2,
distracted
so,
by pouring drinks.
Make it 3.
I hear that.
Coming down the stairs. Make it 3.
Make it 4.
Awesome, Dina. And what'd you get, Dina?
Okay, so
9.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay. All right. So Thaxel, Valken, and Rhea, you 3 catch out of the corner of your eye in one of the darker corners of the tavern area. A quick puff of smoke starts at nothing and becomes maybe 6.5 feet tall by 3 feet wide, and there's a quick waft of like brimstone that strikes your senses. As a drow wizard seemingly appears, apparates out of nowhere. And he is going to scan the room real quick. And with advantage, he just did a very good job. And I don't know how he's going to roleplay it. I have no idea because we didn't do session 0. But so forgive me, Randy, if I'm gonna mess this up. Randy will have his own voice and attitude, but he looks around and says, "Which of you has the relic?" The relic now. We don't have time.
Relic?
Not you. Okay. Who has it?
Are you talking?
What?
Okay, I don't care.
What relic?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, you need to be more specific than that.
It's a pearl. Great
This is
power.
very good drinks.
It's some dragon it's like a fire whiskey, like dragon's breath. It has like a reddish hue to the top, a little bit of almost like a vapor, dry ice vapor from the top when you.
Ooh.
It's smooth but burns a bit.
So I like it.
It's a pearl of great power. We need. I need it. I've been sent to get it. There's not time to deal with it. Like an Arcana check. Sorry, Randy.
Nope.
I've just hopped up on the bar, just drinking.
Neat.
I
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
move over and sit beside her and start drinking too.
Dina's still in the doorway. She'll pop her head out now and again, pop it back in. Look at the
You
drow
didn't
like,
get brought your drink. It's just sitting there. You did not get
Oh.
your drink.
oh yeah,
brought
I
to
would
you.
have gotten.
You have to get your
I would
drink.
have got. Yeah, I would have gotten my drink and then come back to the doorway.
Oh.
He pauses, takes a book out from like a book holster on his hip, flips a couple pages, pulls out a parchment that's been folded up, unfolds it, and begins to read a spell.
Do I recognize?
Do I? Yeah. Do I know what spell he's reading?
You know what? Make an Arcana check. The two of you. Yeah.
All right. Oh, something I'm actually good at.
15.
Okay.
Maybe not.
11 plus.
No, that would be a 7.
Let's see. I think if with a 15, you would recognize it as a in the family of scrying spells. To locate, a person or an object.
Do I hear anything in my head?
Nothing yet. In fact, it's the still quietness. Times like. You continue.
So yeah, I look at the eyebrow, just curious, but then I'm just
Okay.
looking at Thaxel, just being like,
Continues casting
I
his first aid book. Using his hands for the magic component until he seems to finish a spell, and you see a brief bluish glow come over his eyes and wisp away, and he which continues just a few seconds, but it's long enough for him to look around and then stop, focused on you, Aerie. Not the time. Starts walking over. Maybe I'm so.
Who is he telling
Are
this
you-
to?
He's sort of across from everybody. Dina would be. You'd all be sort of equidistant from opposite sides, I think.
Okay, but
might be the
he
closest.
wasn't like focused on one person, right?
He at
Like
the
when he was
end
saying
he
that?
focused on Aerie, who looks
Okay.
has the appearance of, I don't know, maybe 18, 19.
Okay.
So yeah.
It would the jerk that's harassing everybody at the bar
Mhm.
be in the bar or in the inn currently?
Oh, he ran like a baby. He, in fact, pushed past you while you were in the door earlier. No longer caring about his pouch of gold. He was faced with real danger. He was running like a baby.
Okay. If not, I was gonna put it on.
Nice.
so that child reference was to me.
Mm-hmm. And he takes a few steps, start slowly walking.
I look at that. Are you playing games? There's no games here.
Flips a couple pages in his book. Gosh, what would you notice about it? As he gets a little bit closer, you see, you've seen drow here. They all have very, very dark, almost like obsidian-colored skin, with a very bright white hair. His skin is a little more on the grayish side. The ears perhaps not quite as long and pronounced as some of the other drow. You see no compassion or room for understanding on his expression. And he begins reading a spell, looking down at the spell and then up at you as he walks across the...
I wouldn't do that. I stand up. Do you want to talk? Or do you want to do this?
I instinctually like stand up too.
Nice. All right. I finally rolled out right for you, Randy. It's like taken back a little bit, but just by your ferocity, the ferocity of your dodge there. But he continues. He doesn't seem
Use your
to
words.
I have no time. Finishes some spell, one that you don't really recognize. You can tell that it's not an attack sort of spell. It's definitely something different. Let's see, Ari. I think that's...
If he steps closer, if he's continuing this, like, I start lighting up my hands, like... Nice.
You all see Ari's hands burst in the encased in flame. You feel a brief warmth from the item pocket.
I just look at him. That's not yours.
You can keep it. I'll get what I need.
I know I can.
There's actually, if everyone can roll, everyone here everyone here roll a dexterity saving throw, if you would.
I was gonna say, Dean has looked at the bard and you got popcorn.
I could check.
Dina, what'd you
That's
get?
an 11.
11 for Ari?
You said dex save?
Dex save, please.
Awesome. 16.
Nice.
13.
Okay.
11.
So you roll and then add the modifier.
And if you're proficient in dexterity saving throws, you can add that too. Let me check your...
Yeah, if it's your class.
Mm-hmm.
Bard, I think your
It is.
charisma and...
Yeah, and dex.
Yeah, charisma and dex.
So you can add +2 plus your dex modifier, which is 2. So add 4 to whatever you roll.
Well, I rolled a 20 anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, okay then.
22 for me.
This force shockwave, yeah, sort of blasts out across the room. It pushes some desks, some of the tables, some of the furniture. Thaxel, you just do a back step to keep your balance. Dina, you use you put your tail down for a minute to sort of counterbalance yourself. Valken, you see, just spread his wings, just flies up for a second and then lands again. But Rhea, Ari, and the wizard all fall down.
On a 22?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, you got a 22. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rhea. You're fine.
Oh, it's okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I must have been so close.
What happened? No, you're fine. You just sort of blows, some of the loose hairs back, and you're like... The wizard starts picking himself up. So there's something a little fun and random. So I'm going to have, once I flip this bookmark, I'm going to have everyone roll just a d20, no modifiers or anything.
Just a d20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just keep getting worse.
You need new die.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Get a new d20.
Right? Nice GM. Dina, what did you get?
12.
Oh. Okay. You each, as this wave hits, you get this glimpse of this vast waterscape. You're underwater. You can breathe just fine. You see this amazing, incredible city at what feels like the center of this world of water. You see a lone tower in the corner of this city, stands above most of the rest of the building. And you feel this bit of knowledge just pour into your mind as though you learned it yourself. Let me just find what happened to you, Dina. So Dina, the first part of this information is a spell.
Yeah, I'm losing words here. I got Dina information.
The first part of this information that seeps in your mind is a spell. And it's essentially, there's a title for this talent called Gifted Misty Step. You learn the Misty Step spell if you don't know it already.
Ooh.
And it's, of course, a bonus action.
All right.
Bonus action. All right, Valken, what did you get?
I rolled a 20.
Okay. The information that pours into your head. Go backwards here. Yeah, I'll give you the rest of the deets, Dina, after. It's Misty Step, currently. As a bonus action, you can cast Misty Step. You must complete a short or long rest before you can use it again.
Okay.
That's the full proper one.
Got it.
So, Valken, you gain the knowledge of Zone of Truth. As an action, you can cast Zone of Truth. Save DC for the spell is 8, plus your proficiency bonus, plus your charisma modifier, which works out for you. Good roll. And you must complete a short or long rest before you can use this ability again. Ari, what did you roll?
8.
You have you gain the knowledge of Featherfall. You can now cast the Featherfall spell at will. So it does not consume spell slot. You're a warlock anyway, so I know that you have spell slot still, but it doesn't consume it. You've got Featherfall. Ray,
so it doesn't use a spell slot?
Correct. Ray, what'd you roll?
14.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Where is it up here? Okay, you gain the knowledge of Psychic Claws. As a bonus action, you grow Psychic Claws from your hands that count as light finesse weapons, which deal 1d6 psychic damage. You're proficient with these claws and can dismiss them as a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
And Thaxel?
I rolled a 2.
Ooh, that one's kind of neat, though. Okay, so
We'll see.
Yeah, unless you have this already, I'm not sure. You learn, you gain the knowledge of Disguise Self. As an action, you can.
That one.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Nice. So you can, as an action, you can cast. Where are we? Disguise Self. The spell save DC for the spell is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier plus your charisma modifier. Sorry.
Awesome.
Cool. So that's all the good. As this item seems to be activated, and there's this serenity to this what seems like an entire plane of water. Peace, beauty in this city, decorated in pearls and gems, and the whole city is just beautiful. You quickly feel this corruption start to bleed into the vision. The water starts to turn green and brown and murky, and you feel it coating your skin with this sliminess. And most of your vision goes dark in this moment as you're all standing or laying there. And you feel this very large presence fill your mind. And then a second dark presence joins it that begins to take shape. First one is just almost like an ominous presence. Second form, the second one takes form, and you see this massive illithid, aged. One of its tentacles is like mostly a nub from a battle it's been in before. It has this huge scar that runs down its face and eye all the way down to...
Is this the one that I saw earlier?
It is. If any of you saw this, some of you may have seen this before. Very same one.
Did I see it too? That's the one I saw?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you just hear, in this gross way, it's in your mind. And it just says, you have what's ours. Return it. We will hunt you to the ends. And then you're sort of back to yourselves, and still sounds like bombing essentially going around in the city. You feel a little heat wave every so often from some spell that was cast nearby. Those that were fallen, stand up. The wizard does. And it's like, shit, all right. Well, we're sort of in this
Is the
together
drow
now.
still in the room?
Yes, the wizard's still there. He's stood back up, and he seems to be like, that did not go the way he anticipated. Like, oh, shit. Well, we're in this together now. Great. I'm leaving.
What the hell? Who? No. What are you doing?
I was sent here to get this pearl. I did not know.
You're dragging us into it. You're dragging me into this. Darling? Mm-mm.
The fact...
Yeah, I came here for business. I can't be involved with whatever that is.
Nope. I'm out.
Did everybody end up seeing this? Or was it only certain people?
Everybody.
Oh, the whole pretty thing that goes black? Like, yeah, like that hasn't happened before to everyone.
So we all saw the yellow thing.
Look, I get my orders from
It wasn't
the
that
elephant.
scary.
Dan, you keep cutting out for me. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no.
getting like
Yeah.
every other word.
Oh, okay. Let me try and adjust the setting here. Although I don't know why it's doing it in
It's like when you first start speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me adjust my mic here a little bit. And okay, I'll try and speak a little more directly toward that. But let me know if it continues, please. The wizard says, well, I get my orders from that illithid. I did not realize that I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. My mentor sent me here. I thought it was on the orders of the illithid. I need to leave. We're bound together
Big ugly
now.
guy, scar.
Yeah. Very bad guy. We should all leave.
I mean,
And
one of many.
yeah. I might know of a place in Stonehearth that can keep us from being scryed on. But they're unrelenting. If they win this battle,
Something.
And we're supposed to trust you now.
you don't have to trust me. I can probably find strong compatriots elsewhere. But I imagine you all have as much to lose as I do. That makes...
I just want to
No.
get out of here.
Yeah, can you tell me exactly what it is I'm going to lose now that you've wrapped me up in this?
At some point, eventually, life. But probably much more before that.
Probably what much before that?
What?
That's all
Yeah,
I
I lost
Yeah.
him.
Curse his
Yeah.
microphone. But probably much more before that.
Probably
Oh,
what?
yeah. She'll lose much more before
Oh.
this. Before what,
Oh.
Oh.
Before death. Before life. Before losing life.
though? Keywords.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Microphone. You know what, I'm gonna do a quick...
Lose what, death? Ah.
Lose
Oh,
what?
I'm gonna
Your
do-
car keys.
Hey, your videos.
There you go.
Away.
Alright, there we go. Sorry, again, I didn't realize that shut off. I refreshed it in hopes of that doing better with the audio cutting in and
Yeah,
out.
I think we
Yeah.
were getting like every 2 to 3 words.
Oh, that's the
And
worst.
so I didn't know if you were doing it on purpose.
No.
Clear?
I was like, wait,
I know. Okay.
He's being very mysterious.
It's so-
Here's a volume problem where I can't control the volume of my voice. Yeah.
You were like, it.
just make sure the cable's not all the way in the computer. That's
Right. That's awesome, Tasha.
Logic.
Oh my god. So, checking back here. Ugly guy. Scar cheek. Your dude?
He runs the city. Bardock. He's the
Heard he's
right
a
hand of
monster.
the Elder Brain.
And now that you've brought us all to his attention.
Thanks for that, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yes.
Totally.
Something
What's
I
up
was-
with that?
He kind
Something I
of
was trying to avoid?
half ignores you and starts flipping through his spell book.
Mm-mm.
Closes it,
Words.
puts it in his holster.
Let's use your words
Just
that don't happen to rhyme.
reviewing my options. Kind of tries to look out the window, see what else is going on outside as another boom crashes near. You're welcome to do what you want. I'm leaving. I know of a relatively safe way out of the city, other than the gate that looks like it was.
I mean, staying here is probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't your master going to know where you are? Follow us now that...
There's a place in Stonehearth that may allow us to shield ourselves from their scrying.
I've got some connections there.
Not that I want to travel with a lot of you, but I do want to live. And you're probably give me a better. So.
Yeah, because we're all in love with you right now.
Yeah.
It's only natural.
Do you know exactly what he wants?
My instructions were to retrieve this relic. Given a description, given the spell to use, if necessary. By my
Wait, and
mentor.
how did he rope you into this, though?
It is my duty as a member of the Order of Wizards here to follow the orders of my mentor.
Mhm. Have you heard of the word no? Like, no?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And just out of curiosity, why would we have such an item and still be hanging around?
Excellent question. It just returned to this plane.
From where?
The Shadowfell. in a part of the city that was swallowed decades ago.
And why does he want this thing?
Because it's power, and everybody wants power, darling.
Looks at you and acknowledges. He gets it, sort of.
Well, if he's so powerful, why doesn't he have it now?
That I don't know. Another boom from outside as some.
Wait, is this all about the little thing he's looking for? As I point to outside.
All the
This?
booms.
I don't know.
You don't know a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far. So, I mean,
Better hope you know that way out.
That I
And
know.
there's like there's little flames dancing on her fingertips at this point.
Nice. He's trying to keep a careful eye on everybody. I'm sorry.
I use my claw to just like pick at my teeth.
Nice. Well,
I don't need to be here.
No,
I look
I've done
at
my
him.
business. I can
Same.
leave.
let's leave.
Let's go.
He starts
All
walking
right.
for the. How about you, Valken? Are you sort of going with?
Yeah. Before I follow him, would I know where Balrig keeps the good liquor?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Can I go
my
get
goodness.
it?
Such good friend.
There's a top shelf stash that he keeps for like really ritzy folks. Typically don't come in here, but when they do, he needs to have some good stuff. So yeah, there's an assortment of like 4 or 5. Oh, thank you, Ed, for the cheer! Yay! There's an assortment of like 4 or 5 really, really, really strong, smooth, interesting liquors that you can find if you like. You can go grab them.
You need some
Yeah,
help
could I
with
grab
that?
them and give everyone a bottle or whatever?
Mhm.
Because I obviously can't carry all
Oh,
5 of them.
Yeah.
thank you, good
And
sir.
just,
Do you know where
See?
is there more of this?
I think that would probably be it.
Rest is
I'm
mostly
gonna check.
ale.
After everybody else kind of goes, Dina would like to check the till.
Nice. Okay.
Ah,
Absolutely. There is a
Yeah.
little. You go around the back, and there is a little tiny locked latch on a drawer near where you've seen him pop it on. He usually has a key on his chain, chink chink chink, and unlocks it, puts the coin in there.
Uh-huh.
How would you like to try and get in?
Do you openly do this in front of all of us?
No,
you
she's
like
waiting
hide?
for y'all to kind of start moving towards the door.
Mhm.
Cause she's looking for more bottles, and then once everybody's moved towards the door, then she's doing this. Let me
So we
see.
don't
Let me see. She first off, she's just gonna kind of tug on it to see if it'll open, if it's unlocked.
Seems to be locked. It's a rather flimsy thing.
All right, she's gonna pull out her thieves' tools then.
Oh, nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll. I think that I put it in here, but since we're doing regular dice, just roll basically dexterity check with your proficiency. Since you're proficient.
All right.
I just hold my necklace and mumble like when we're at the door, like, what did you get?
That would be a natural 20.
Oh yeah. It's like 2 seconds. You're like, yeah, I know this. Popping open.
Yep.
All right. Let me check because I actually have that written down. All right. In there, you find a total of. There's a lot of silver. There's 34 silver pieces. 38 copper pieces and 5 gold pieces.
Wow.
All right.
Business has been booming.
Yeah, I'm going to take 30 copper and all the silver and the gold. Is there anything else in there? Anything, just kind of.
Nothing else really. It's really just the change sort of tossed in haphazardly. It's not even really organized in there.
Just okay.
Mhm.
Nothing else in there. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Already got cheap wad.
All right, so she's left 8 copper behind.
Okay. All right. Yep, go ahead and make sure you add that to your inventory so you've got it.
Yep, doing it now.
And just to have some cool imagery. Okay, let's see. So yeah, you step outside, you do a quick assessment. Who's heading out first into the street? Who's leading the pack?
I'll walk out first.
Who was that? Which one? I didn't catch the mouth moving.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'll go.
All right, thanks. So Rhea, you step out and you
Yeah.
do a check around. Go ahead and make a perception check as you're walking out.
I'm trying to stay as far away as I possibly can from the wizard.
Okay.
23.
Oh gosh. Okay. You see a tall figure, that Goliath type figure, further away down. Seems to be slowly not moving towards the center of the city, but down a couple blocks, and maybe either creating a distraction or just holding the line here. You see the carpet is circling back. They're still like 10 blocks away, but you see that magic carpet flying back as they're again dropping pillars of flame and other spells that they're casting out, just destroying the city. But
Okay.
the coast seems clear in front. There's a number of people racing and running around. Children and the people that are, Durgar and Drow are out there running towards the fights to try and fend these people off.
Okay. It looks like the coast is clear for the moment, guys, but we need to move.
Okay, I follow her, Rhea.
Okay.
I'll follow after her.
Dina will take up the rear.
I have my cloak on and I look like my normal self again now.
You all do a double take as you see the 18-year-old or so that was with you now appears much more like a 13-year-old.
Okay then. That's
All right.
pretty
Woke up.
Interesting.
The wizard says, "We need to head towards the gate, but about 3 blocks shy. Show you where to go."
Understood.
Okay.
Let's see. How do we want to do the walk out of here? It's a bit of a theater of the mind situation. I think you're pretty safe. Your timing's really good, as most of the destruction is a little further in the city currently. How do you guys want to go from here toward the gate? Stealthily, going...
Oh,
or do you
Yeah,
want to run?
stealthy.
Or okay. All right. I guess everyone can roll a stealth check. Ooh.
Yeah.
Do I get an advantage because of the boots
You do.
for this one?
All right.
Oh, needed that.
oops.
It's not great, but it's a 14.
Okay.
6.
That'd be 17.
Okay.
21.
16.
Woo. Okay. Awesome. So, Adina, you had the 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're walking along, Thaxel's like super silent. And
Slither like a snake.
Nice, yeah. And you find passageways. There's enough darkness in the city where it's sort of easy to go along buildings as you're heading down. Dina, at one point you run into someone running out of an alleyway as you were sneaking by, and you cause is a bit of a burst of sound from that. But as you look around, you don't see any of the heroes nearby. You all make it down about 3 blocks. There's about 8 more blocks to go before you get to the entrance of the city / exit. If you all could make a perception check, if you would, as you're continuing to navigate.
Nat 20.
Oh, nice.
I rolled a 2 with a -1. That makes a 1.
Dina's busy cursing the person that ran into her.
Yes.
Are you
She's busy
poor?
and trying to see if they got if they tried to pickpocket her while she was trying to pickpocket them.
Nice.
Harry got a 4
non-natural
while looking
20.
at Dina.
I rolled 13. 11.
Okay.
Randy just said he's on, by the way.
Ooh, all right, Randy. What time is it?
It's 11:08.
Randy, would you mind if we could do our bio break just a squeak early in like 10 minutes, and then I can have you join because it's going to change everyone's video. Change everyone's video. Gotta mime it out, apparently. Thank you, Tasha. Awesome.
Gotcha.
Neat. Okay, so let's see where we. Oh, right. So, Thaxel, you had the nat 20, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
sweet.
I took picture as proof. We're good.
No, it's fine. Yeah. So you see, as everyone, everyone's really focused on being stealthy and avoiding any of this catastrophe. You actually see a couple of the drow running out of an alleyway across the street, and they seem to almost be. Their form shifts as though they were in disguise. They shift from the Durgar that they appeared to be over to a couple of humans, and one seems to have these really fine wizard robes. The other one has a big harp strapped to his back, along with a short bow and a sword at his hip. And they don't spot you. Like that. They don't spot you, but they continue into the city, almost like they was maybe a larger force already here waiting for this.
Okay, so Rhea was ahead of me, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I think so, right? Okay, so I'm gonna like tap her shoulder real quick and kind of like stealthily kind of have her look in that same direction where they're walking. I'm like, think something's up.
Yes.
And then where's the wizard?
Wizard's sort of in the middle-ish, off to the side.
Okay, I kind of want to slowly like stop a little bit and wait for him to kind of come up and join me to where I could just like put my hand on his shoulder, tighten my grip, and have him look in the same direction.
Nice. Oh, the scary claw hand.
Lizard claws.
Yeah, you point him over that way. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Who are they?
Probably with the others attacking the city. Hope they're not after this. Let's just go. We can sort them. We're almost there.
I'm watching you. So now I'm gonna walk behind the wizard now because I'm not in a very trusting mood.
Sure. And
I'm right behind Thaxel now.
Okay. Thaxel, you can roll an intimidation check with that if you want. Just to
I do. 19 minus 18.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you got an 18. Okay. I thought for sure.
Is that -1?
Curses. Yeah, so he's taking you seriously. You're clearly enough of a threat where he's like, just a little wary of you being there, keeping an eye on him. All right, you guys continue down fairly successfully. You don't see anyone else shift or change form. No one seems to be interacting with you aside from, the people running in the streets. You see a lot of carnage here as you are only about 3.5 blocks away from that huge stone entryway, the only entrance and exit that you know of in and out of the city. Most of it has been destroyed. The stone of the wall has come down, and you even see, which is very off-putting, to say the least, are these large cracks in the ground from the damage. Mind you, this entire city is built on a shelf that attaches to the wall here. That's what keeps the city up from falling 17 miles down the Dragonmaw Abyss. So structurally, it's taken some damage as well. The wizard tells you, all right, around 1 block here, we'll find a mausoleum. We need to enter there, find our way up about 1.5 miles on the other side.
Can I insight check him? Because obviously he needs to know it to make sure he's getting us out of here.
Sure.
16.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be genuine with this information. You get the vibe he clearly doesn't care so much about you guys. He really is just wants to get out of here and feels you guys are his best bet. So he's giving valid info. And he guides you guys around through said mausoleum. It's really well kept, surprisingly, for what the rest of this city looks like and is like. But the dead are very well taken care of, it would seem. It's fresher down here than it is outside for some reason. But you pass through, you get into more of like a catacomb area underneath, which gets pretty gnarly again.
As just before we run in, as we've been going through the streets, Dina would probably be kind of keeping an eye out for anybody that dropped anything that they were carrying as they were running through. I mean, she's bringing up the rear. She's just kind of like, just in case.
Yeah, you can make a perception check if you'd like.
Once they go in the mausoleum, anybody got any rings on?
Nice.
I still feel everything in my cloak, right? That should be there.
Yes, everything's still there currently.
Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this dice. That one's going away because that was a 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't see much, and the first area you went in, it was really nice. Everyone's sealed up. As you get down here, people were clearly not cared for as much, and it's probably didn't have the well.
Well.
You have to go through this rather disgusting area for, again, it's about 1.5 miles as you travel through. Till it finally
the skirts, keeping the hem out of the monk.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to put a cloth up or something as you're passing through. It opens up into more of just a cave space versus catacomb at one point, until finally you come out into a very well lit area that is one of the more scenic areas that you saw for those that traveled here. This is an area just outside, again, like 1.5 miles outside of the entrance, where there were a number of those luminous crystals in the walls and floor and ceiling. And there was this huge, this overlook that just opened up for hundreds and hundreds of feet in every direction. And across the way is this massive waterfall that pours down into the darkness. You can hear it collecting at the bottom, but it's deep enough where it pours down and you just see the mist coming up wherever the water collects down there. It's along the path, not anything you have to cross, just along the path. You recognize it as a... and I think we'll go ahead and take our bio break there. It's a little bit early, but this way I can get Randy in, and he may play the character entirely different, so please forgive me if
Not
it's...
acceptable.
Yeah. Now you have to do it this way, Randy.
We leveled up, didn't we? Because I don't think I did anything.
Yes, everyone's level 2. You should be able to go into the library and then the book that you're getting your class from, and go into class, and then just drag it over to your character sheet where you have your class and race, and
then add the things that we learned earlier.
Yes.
Hey. All right. So for those watching, that again, this is our first episode here, but we're gonna have a bio break. It's about 5 to 10 minutes or so, 8 to 10 minutes, we'll say. And I'm gonna get some cameras fixed as Randy is home. He's gonna join us. He is the wizard that I've probably been butchering. My apologies. And then we'll be back and we'll get the rest of the session underway. All right. So I'm going to mute us here, but I'm going to have to keep our webcams up. So if you guys can keep them running, or you can shut them off on Discord if you feel.
So what do we do to? How do we drag the class stuff over?
Oh, it should be you have to open up the library at the bottom right of Fantasy Grounds.
Right. Got that. Got the classes.
Okay. So once the class box is open, you find the class and you grab the dragon, the red dragon next to it. You have your character sheet open on the other side in the main tab, and up top it'll say like class, and so you just drag it and drop it.
And then it automatically updates your HP and.
Wow! Because I had done everything manually, so I guess I better change that manually, huh?
Oh yeah. When you do that, it automatically populates everything in. If everything was added the first time you were all set, it just makes it easier to sort of click and go.
Gotcha.
So one thing about when you do this, it does automatically add your HP, but I have a bit of a homebrew rule, so I actually let everyone roll, and it automatically adds the average. But I let everyone roll, and if you get higher than the average, you get to keep it. If you get lower than the average, you keep the average. So.
Oh, I didn't roll yet. So do I just keep the max or?
I would change it if you recall what it was beforehand. I would change it back, or we can just look and see what you've got a con mod of 3, and druids.
I had an 11 to start.
11. Okay.
Yeah, because it was 8 plus my con, so 11.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a D10 then. No, I'm sorry, a D8.
A D8. Okay.
And that way, if you get higher than
3.
Okay, so you get to keep the 5 anyway. We'll put it back up to 19.
Okay, so 5 plus 8. Okay, perfect. Not using that one.
So I had a 9 first.
All right, you had a 9, Dina. Okay.
Oh, I just rolled a 10 on. No, what am I rolling?
Oh, hang on,
I'm rolling a hit dice. Never mind.
Wrong.
I rolled a 6. So sweet. So I get to add.
Yes, 6 plus your con, so 8. Yep. So
8 plus I get 1 for the draconic, so that's 9.
Yes, nice.
Ooh,
so
18
total.
Draconic.
Beautiful.
Dang.
All right.
All right. Well, I will see y'all back in like 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Catch you then. Let's see. Let me let Randy know he can join. Max. I'm just going to get Randy set in the video things, and I'll probably go make a fresh cup of coffee. And I'll pull up chat, of course, to see our lovely chat folks. Hello, viewers. Again, Ed, thanks for the cheer. That's so exciting. Much appreciated. Ooh. And so great to have you here watching, and Steph, and yeah, exciting. Yes, half donut, absolutely. Let me see if I can. We did some introductions, but maybe we'll do a fresh batch once we've got Randy here, who's joining. I'll add him shortly. So Dina is being played by Cleric of Cord on Twitter, and she is a tiefling sorcerer. Valken is being played by Neviklink, as you probably know from chat on our Friday on Stormfall. He plays Valken. Let's see. I'll probably just go in order. Anna plays Aerie, the young warlock human. Victoria plays our level 2 rogue, Rhea. Tasha plays our level 2 druid, Thaxel, lizard folk. Ooh. And Randy, see Randy Gamble, on social media, plays our level 2. Now, actually, Randy, I don't know how you want that. Is it Demalagus or Demalagus, or how would you like that spoken?
Excuse me. Can you hear me?
I can. Yep.
All right. Demalic. You got it.
Demalagus.
Demalic.
Demalic.
Can I ask a question? Or
Yeah. Shoot. Yep.
I kind of missed. You're cutting in and a little bit out when when the wizard was reading the spells. When you heard the voice, like, "There's no time for games, little girl." Like, was he aware? And like, obviously, like he was looking at me. Like, was he aware? Was that clear? I missed that.
Well, he had done an Arcana check and could sense the yeah, I know you're on all the things, sorry. It's all Anna. And could sense that strong presence of magic directly from you.
But that's it, just could sense strong magic.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Nice. All right, let's get Randy. So, Randy, we can absolutely retcon all the stuff because I really didn't have an idea, and I'm so sorry if that was a complete butchering of your character. But we can retcon anything you need. That was just the best I could do to sort of, that.
Right. Well, I was listening, and for the first half of my commute back
okay.
to the dumb place I live, I could hear what was going on, and it sounded like you made my character sound like a really kind of a jerk.
Yep.
Good job.
Okay, perfect. Whew! I was like, oh man, I hope I'm not
That's
making
fine.
him. Yeah.
He's stressed. He's under a lot of stress.
Yeah. Neat. Okay.
So he's just more weary. I'm getting the sense that he's just more weary. Not exactly why. I obviously just know the illithid and that he's looking for this thing. And that's kind of the relationship right now, right?
Yeah, sorry. So, Randy, basically, you were given instructions from, your mentor, that person, to go and collect this relic from the Reclamation Day. So you did so. You pursued it, and instead of having to go into that section of the city, you sensed it from this inn. And then once you were there, I had you apparate in. You had a spell scroll of like, what's it called? Dimension Door. So you apparated in with some brimstone. And then you asked everyone, like, all right, who's got it? And then you did an Arcana check and noticed the girl had it, Aerie. And you cast again. You had a scroll that you used from you pulled out of your wizard book to. I think that one was to activate it or sense it. I forget, but you activated it, and everybody. Actually, I need you to do a roll a d20, Randy. Ooh, exciting!
My first roll.
And you can use real dice tonight because it's our first session.
Excited. Want a live cam of it?
Oh no! If you want to, go for it. Yeah.
All right, one of them dice. Here we go. That's a 19, kids.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. All right, then I will. Oops, that's not what I meant. Will you just stop Discord? Sorry, I'm just getting a couple things set at the same time. Then I'm gonna look up what you get. Everyone had this brief vision, including yourself, that basically you activated this, whatever this item is. You all haven't seen it. It's been described to you as a pearl, in form. And you all had this vision of essentially like the elemental plane of water. It felt like it was a plane of entirely water. You could all breathe. There was this magnificent city with this tower that stood above most of the buildings, and then from it you felt this knowledge pour into your mind. Everyone did. And then after that knowledge poured into your minds, it was taken over, it was sort of corrupted and taken over by a dark presence. Then a second presence appeared that actually took shape, that was Vardok, the High Illithid. And that's when you realize, because usually you get your orders from the Illithid, through your mentor, that person. You're like, wait, they didn't order this? Like, why are they telling me to return it now or pay the price? And you realize something's definitely wrong, and the whole city's under siege from heroes, and so you're all like, let's get out of here and regroup and figure this out. You know that Vardok will never be like, hey, it's cool, you brought it to me. So your option is get the F out. And you have an idea of someone that may be able to help shield you all from his scrying, possibly, in Stonehearth. That's sort of the direction. You gave them a secret passage that led past the broken city gate out into the Underdark, and that's where we stopped. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Okay, so the knowledge that filled your mind, it's the knowledge of the web spell. So as an action, you can cast web. The save DC for this spell is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your plus your charisma modifier. And you must complete a short or long rest before you can use this ability again. So it does not count against your spell slots, though. You can use it. Right. Right, a few more here, and then we'll be back up and running nicely. Next is currently you have the lizard folk. Very, she has a fairly intimidating presence. The only time I rolled well for you was like against her intimidation things. I'm so sorry. Everything else was so bad, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like 3s and 4s, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything right.
It's like all my perception rolls yesterday.
Right. Nice.
I just rolled like 2s and like 8s.
That's right.
Like, yeah, you don't see anything.
Oops. Here. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We lost Victoria. Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna try to hop or get out and hop back on.
Okay, neat. All right. Have things been better with my audio since I refreshed that last time?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. That's the worst.
Can you hear us?
Hi, Victoria.
Never mind.
Oh.
It's been a long day. Okay. So I've added Disguise Self to my spell list, but I can't still use it unless I prepare it since I'm a druid. Right?
In this case, no, it's not going to count against your prepared spells. You will just permanently, because I think it's just, was that at will or was it once a day? Let me check here. Self as an action, you can.
I'm a cat and I'm disguised.
Nice. So it's not at will. It uses the spell slot for it, but it does not count against your prepared spells permanently.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to remind me again. How do I start? Oh, never mind. I got it.
Yep. Okay.
I accidentally made myself level 3, but I fixed it and I'm level 2, so you can ignore in there when it was just like get.
We started as level 2. Are we supposed to be level 3 now, or are we level 2?
2.
We're level 2.
It was level 1 in session 0, level 2 now. I bumped you down to level 2 already.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll have to bump me down again because I'm confused.
Sorry, no problem.
I'm so confused.
You're fine.
I'm so confused.
Is anybody else confused?
So I'm just not going to touch anything on my sheet for right now and let you fix it.
Okay.
My max hit points went up a little higher than I think they should be.
It automatically adds the average, but just put it, if you recall what it was before, put it back to what it was before. Otherwise, I can figure it out.
Well, I know what it was when it was level 1. I have no idea what it was 2, and I don't know if max went to level 3. Or it just, I'm supposed to be at 22, but it seems really high for level 1 only being 8.
Yeah, go put it back if you would to level 1, and we'll just. Now, had you done a roll for your HP or no? I don't think so, right?
I don't. Yeah, I would have been. Hold on.
Well, arts are 6.
Oh, wait. Hit points
Yeah,
at
D8?
first level wasn't correct anyways, so that's good.
Ah, okay. You should have
Hit
max.
points at first level was supposed to be 10.
Oh, it's a
and-
D8. Warlocks
Yeah,
roll a
so-
D8. Wow, okay.
So for level 1 would have been a 10, and
Okay.
the average would have been plus another 7, so it should be at 7.
We'll go ahead and roll. If it's if your hit die is a D10, go ahead and roll that.
It's a D8.
D8. Okay. All right, plus
So
2.
roll.
Yeah, roll a D8.
Okay.
And if it's higher than
7.
5, okay, there you go. So you've got 7 plus 2 for your con mod.
So I'm at 19.
Beautiful. Eggs.
Are
Yeah.
we level? We're level 2 right now.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, my sheet's
Who's
all
on
bad.
first?
I'm so bad.
Oh, I'm a bit more weary of Wizard Drow now. Now that that's all cleared up.
Neat. Currently, Thaxel, is keeping a close eye behind you. I already forgot. Demalagus, or just Demalig?
Somehow, got it.
Malig. Okay. So you're very aware of her presence, at least, as she walks behind you, and I think that Rhea is also. Was it Rhea that was also walking close now, keeping an eye, or was it Aerie?
I'm close to
Sorry.
Thaxel.
Okay.
I'm still in the front.
Right. Okay. Rhea's leading the charge here. Okay. I think I have everything's all set. All right. I'm going to quickly fix nameplates, and then we'll be good to go.
I have no idea how to get rid of all these extra spell slots. I suddenly have, but
It's okay. I wouldn't worry too much about it. We'll get it. I can go through as you guys are role playing and tweak things.
okay.
Yeah, no problem. It's all part of the long process for learning Fantasy Grounds anyway. So
Yeah.
we're good. Yeah. Dina, then Aerie, then is and Rhea. I think that's it. I think we're good. Okay, but I'm going to take a super fast second and go get a fresh cup of coffee for myself. But I've got a Keurig, so it'll be fast. I'll be right back. Sorry.
How dare
No,
you?
go for it.
That's okay. That gives me time to eat cheesy poofs. Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous.
Well, sorry. That's my dinner-ish.
Where in California are you coming out to?
So I used to live in the Oakland area because the company I work for is based out in Oakland.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah. So I'm just coming out from my, bi-monthly trip. So
I joke when I was on the road so much. The longest place that I spent was like the Contra Costa, like Antioch area.
yeah.
So I joke because I spent like 3 months straight there, and again from like Oakland to Richmond to Antioch, and so I ended up in Sacramento. And I joked that like Northern California, I kind of got like Stockholm syndrome, where I'm just like, yeah, this is close enough. I can live here.
Yeah.
And now I live in Sacramento.
Yeah. See, for me, it's a pain because it's like my region. I have 22 states in the east and the central time zone, right? So it's a pain in the ass for me to get back out to California because that really screws my time zone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, I hated going east to west.
yeah.
Or-
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
rough.
they gave me I wasn't in New England often, but I was supposed to just have like the South and Southwest, so kind of like Florida, Georgia, Texas, and then
right.
somehow I ended up with Alaska area. So I'm just like, oh great, so I've got Alaska and Florida, like
Right.
perfect.
Yeah. Could you make it more of a pain?
There's like nobody in Alaska.
You'd be surprised, but there are really cute puppies.
Yeah, they are.
No.
And I only went in the summer, and I've only been once, and I made sure it was in the summer.
Smart
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. I don't get that choice, so I get to spend Michigan in the winter and
Oh.
Houston in the summer. I mean, it's been
Oh, I'm so
awesome.
sorry. Houston sucks.
I hate Houston.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad we're all.
And I'm from
And
Texas.
New Orleans.
So.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
no.
part of Texas?
It's Amarillo. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was out there like 2 months ago. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
I know where
sorry.
Amarillo is.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I was
Amarillo is like, oh, thank God I'm out of the panhandle.
But you're still in the panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of wind, a lot of dust.
Yes.
the wind.
I think the scariest place in Texas that I ended up having to be in for 3 days was Palestine, which is what you don't call it Palestine, and so it's Palestine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we have a Miami, which is spelled Miami, but you have to pronounce it Miami.
Right.
I mean, there's not an. We're weird. All of our towns are spelled the same as everybody else, but we have to pronounce it differently.
Oh, you in Kentucky, because they have Versailles. Versailles,
Mhm.
Kentucky, not Versailles. Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
course. Like,
Because it's.
So they know who the outsiders are.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But this town is like only 50 people. Like there's really no one in there. So I'm like, just let it be called Miami. It's fine.
Oh, and
then
it's
you
not,
have Miami,
It's
Ohio.
Miami.
it's not Louisville in Kentucky. It's Louisville.
Louisville.
Lol. Yeah.
Lol.
LOL. Lolville.
Louisville.
Mhm.
But it's still St. Louis, but
Mhm.
it's not Louis.
Mhm.
Yeah, you kind of got to swallow that last bit of it.
Well, I lived several years in Dallas, so I feel you on the Texas.
Oh, good old Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
Texas
Thanks for the
is
cheer,
ugly.
Randy.
Worst weather on the planet.
San Antonio, Bourne area, that's about as nice as Texas gets.
Oh, I
Mhm.
love
The
San
rest is
Antonio.
like, forget
That's
it.
so pretty. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Last one.
Love it.
Whew. Thank you so much for the cheer, Randy, and thanks for your patience, everybody. Right. Neat. Okay. Fun in the sun. All right. Well, or not in the sun because you're
Yeah,
in the Underdark.
there kind of is no sun here.
We have plenty. You're welcome to it.
I got some to spare.
Hmm.
You want some fire?
was like,
No, I meant
just come
like
over here.
I meant like in game.
No.
Awesome.
Oh, so you're gonna get like 4 hours of sleep before you have to get to the airport.
That's right. Extra thanks, Victoria, for making it again.
Sleep is
What's that?
sleep is for a week.
Something ready here.
Ooh, is anyone doing accent? I didn't hear any
Wait, what?
accent. Anybody doing that?
Ooh.
I might adopt one.
Yeah, I'm still trying to fill it out.
TBD.
Yes,
Yeah, I
there
think
we
I'm
go,
gonna embarrass
TBD.
myself. It'll be fun.
Well, you guys don't have to, like, mine are so bad, so please feel free to indulge because you can't possibly do accents worse than I do, and I still do them, so.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Nice.
See.
All right, here we go.
I never came across my contact. Darn it.
Boom.
I'm most upset.
Ooh, right. You're
Yes.
Yeah, you remember. Good.
I don't know.
They're dead.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Neat. All right.
It's entirely possible for them to be, considering what's happened.
No, I think this one would survive.
You guys have successfully made it out of the city. Return to the Underdark. Now, Malik, you're familiar with this exit, and you have journeyed out a little bit on some different tests and studies and other things, but typically with a group. The whole thing with the Underdark is always go in a group, and you're not really sure of the abilities of the particular group. None of you are really sure of the capacity for destroying. But you've at least made it out here. Ari, Dina, Rhea, and Thaxel, of course, you have a rough idea of the path you took. It was 3 days and 2 nights travel by foot to get back to Stonehearth. You have a rough idea. There's sort of a path marked with a bunch of those crystals and certain arrangements to guide the crew that brought you here. There are other options to take. Demalig and Valken, I think that you guys probably, beyond a certain point, I mean, Valken, you have no idea. You've never been out of this city. And
No.
Demalig,
I wasn't allowed.
Yeah. And Demalig, you'd have at least a few miles out. That first day of travel, you'd have a pretty good idea of surroundings, dangers, and such in the area. Okay, so we rejoin the party. You guys stop here just ever so briefly to kind of catch your breath from the run through the city, through the catacombs, and you've at least made it to the first stage of safety. You guys sort of catching your breath.
Have I heard anything in my head?
Not just yet.
Not you. I'm talking to him.
Yeah, no. For people that don't know, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Only
But
the
he's come out
alignment.
of that. It is not today.
Well, that was a pause.
Oh, Evans. I'm still keeping an eye on.
Malik.
Yes. I was like the wizard. The wizard. That's how I'm going to refer to you right now because I'm in a really untrusting mood. I'm sorry.
As we're back out here in the Underdark on the path, are we seeing anybody else from the city leaving?
Make a
That have
perception
gotten this
check.
far?
Yeah, see what you
All
what you
right.
notice.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
I like you dice. You can stay. That's good dice.
Awesome. The area you came out is a fair, again, 1.5 miles or so away from the main gate, but you saw the destruction of the city gate, and it's unlikely people are using that as a get through currently. You don't see anyone else down the immediate path here in either direction. Looks like you're the first batch of people to find way out.
I look at the wizard and go, how well known is that path?
Not very.
Fire has no frick.
Yeah, it's essentially
Right.
the wizard people, the trainee wizards that are aware of it, and probably the rogues of the city, but likely it.
Would I have any idea if my contact would have been able to, might have a way of knowing about it?
I guess make an intelligence check to see like what you can, kind of piece together or assess.
Intelligence check is 16.
You imagine that they probably have an idea on how to get in and out, the ins and outs of this city. Mm-hmm. You feel
Okay.
like 80% competent.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of in our shared language, just kind of scratch a little note on the wall for him. You know, just kind of like with a symbol that represents my name, and the symbols that would represent where I'm headed.
Okay. Drop the psychic. Scratch it into the wall.
Yep.
And what language is that you just scribbled in?
That would be infernal.
Oh, dang it.
No.
I know Draconic, so I was gonna just
No,
see that my
Nice.
it's an infernal.
okay.
Right. Do you guys just want to proceed on, or?
Can I
Mhm.
I kind of look at the group and I was like, how many people said ugly guy, scar face, ass hat that did whatever?
Well, I certainly saw him while I was there.
And the creepy, shadowy.
Yeah, I managed to avoid his notice until recently, and I give the wizard a dirty look.
And you?
Me?
Yeah, if whoever said they saw
Oh.
him, sorry.
Yeah.
I
Any
believe
contact?
I did.
Oh, yes.
So what?
The illithid that we saw.
Oh.
The ass
Scar.
hat.
Yes. I was able to avoid him as well, so it's unfortunate that I've been drug into this.
He did not see me either when I saw him. And you answer to him, wizard.
Not directly. Yeah.
Well, this is great. Is this where we're camping?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That is an interest. I'm not direct. I'm more of an employee of another. That gentleman, one of be wise.
Oh, some of your audio's
Unfortunately.
cutting, Randy, for me.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
such a cool
Oh.
accent too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, wait.
It sounds so cool. Yeah.
Okay. So it was cutting out. Is it still bad?
That's
It's better.
good.
Okay. Maybe I just wasn't speaking loud enough for it to pick me up. Is that a little better?
So far, good. Yeah.
Okay. Try to repeat what I was.
Please, yeah.
I was just saying. Oh yeah. I'm not employed by him direct. Or really indirect. Sort of adjacent, sideways. He's not a person I'd want to. So not a person I really think that I want to be.
I wonder if it's Discord doing it. Is it?
Is it still doing it?
Yeah. Okay. It happened to me earlier, and I refreshed, and then it worked. I don't know if it's just a Discord thing tonight.
Do you use the
Maybe.
program, or are you using it through like
The
Chrome?
web. Yeah, I use it.
I'm using
I
that.
don't know if you're able to
Program.
adjust your input sensitivity.
Yep.
Let me do that. Hang on.
Okay, sorry. This is just what we expect here in especially the first session, to tweak all the things and.
And
I
you
think
can
I
also-
got most of him.
You can also right click on a user, and it has user volume, so you can individually increase somebody's volume if they're too soft for you.
What? That's cool.
Hmm.
I'm using the program, not through Chrome right now.
Okay,
I
good.
think that's what we used
So
last
am I.
time, Dan, but I can't remember if I had to end up going through Chrome. If it
It-
keeps being crappy, I'll switch back to Chrome, I guess.
It works in the
Okay.
program too if you right click on the video.
Yes, right click
Yep.
and then, yeah, toggle.
All right. But we did. I think. Ari, did you catch most of that? I did this
Yeah.
time around. Okay.
I should keep going though.
Might as well.
Oh, and if I'm wrong, Dan, feel free to correct me.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you need anything, feel free to be like, do I know that?
Okay,
First
I will.
few sessions will be a lot of that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Hold on, I know this too. Sorry, I'm looking for your token. All right. So you guys continue on. Let's see. How should we do this? In what manner are you guys traveling? Are you at a hurried pace, just trying to make the journey, or extra quiet, or what are you doing along the way? How do you want to handle?
I still would like to be a little stealthy,
Yeah.
you know,
A bit of a
I agree.
slower
not
pace,
to draw
but...
attention.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But also like not dawdling. I don't want to stick around, but I want to, you know,
We're moving quietly,
hurry.
but not sneaky.
Nice. All right. Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth checks all around then, if you'd like.
Okay.
And even if you don't like.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I got
Nat
a
20.
9.
Wow. Who got the nat 20? Thaxel? Nice.
Yes.
It's a good dice today.
That'd be a 12.
Okay.
Well, thank God for advantage because that would be a 1, and the next one is in natural 18.
Nice.
Way
Okay.
better than a 1.
Right?
Non-natural 20.
Ah, okay.
And a
Dina?
9 for Dina.
Okay. And Damali?
I got a 19 altogether.
Woo! Okay. All right. That's pretty solid all around as a group. Oh, okay. So you guys continue your journey through the Underdark, being very wary, especially, Damali, this whole first section, you know what to avoid, where the cloakers are, where certain really nasty creatures are down here. It's essentially following the path for the most part. However, about only an hour's walk in or so, go ahead and make a perception check. It's a pretty wide cave, so I'll let you all make a perception check as you're sort of walking.
Hmm.
16.
22.
6?
Nice.
18.
I'm a rogue. Those rogue eyes.
Tell me
I got a
see, like,
12.
Okay. And Damali?
5.
Oh, okay.
I'm not paying attention.
You got all these eyes on you, so you're like, just watching your back. You don't have time to look ahead. All right, I think that's 1, 2. While there are a number of avenues to take, the cave is fairly linear at this point. It had veered off just a few minutes ago, but Damali had said that's a really dangerous area. There are a lot of these gelatinous cube type creatures that live down there, very, very deadly. You really don't follow the main route. A few minutes after that, you're going around a turn and you hear everyone that rolled higher than 13. We'll check that 'cause I do get a that rolled higher than a 13 heard the sounds of some footfalls, a little bit of a crackle, fire, campfire. See a little bit of very dim dancing light around the corner, but nothing's in view yet. It's all sort of from around the corner.
Should we have one of us sneak ahead, see if there's anyone, how many there are?
I would love for you to volunteer to do
Oh, I'm not that
Oh.
sneaky, actually. But I mean, if I'm the only one who's going to do it, then I suppose I can do that.
Hmm.
All right, I'll try.
I
and
didn't
very
hear anything, so
very quietly and try and get ahead, see what I can see.
All right, I'm going to open up a map for you.
Okay.
So in the maps, it allows you to move your token like on the intersection instead of like in the squares. But for calculating range and stuff, you'll have to make sure you just place your token. What am I missing here?
Should I see a map?
I was going to say, yeah, I don't see
Not
one.
yet. I've got it reloaded, but I'm putting the
Oh,
tokens
sorry.
on it. Yeah, no, you're fine. Here, I'll share it out this way, so it should pop up for you.
Big
Oh,
map.
there it is.
Resize it as you see fit. Right, who am I missing though? I'm missing that Rhea. She was in front. Is it Valken? Yeah, Valken. So you can move your characters no lower than that, but around if you feel you would have been in a bit of a different order. I just can't put you guys any higher than that on this map. And it's sort of from around the other side of this big stone that you're hearing campfire. What would you like to do? Rhea, you're sort of in the lead.
I am. Am I supposed to see a? I think we're having that Mac issue again. Am I supposed to see a fire?
No, you're not, because
Okay.
that one's just imaginary. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's all right. I just want to make sure it wasn't the stupid Mac again. Sorry about it. I will go ahead and sneak ahead, I suppose.
Okay.
Or try to, anyway.
Roll a fresh stealth check as you.
Okay. Oh. 15.
Okay.
Told you guys I wasn't sneaky.
All right, you see sitting by the campfire two humanoid figures. They both appear to be elves by the look of it. You can't really make out in this really dim light. Excuse me. Whether they're high elves or wood elves. They have similar colors to a number of the heroes that you saw back in town in their armor, but it doesn't look anywhere near as powerful or detailed as those back in.
And you said there were how many? I'm sorry.
You see two sitting across from the one another at the fireplace, roasting some food.
Okay. And does it look like the setup is meant for more than just two people?
You see. Make a perception check.
Oh, not great. Okay. So it's a 13.
Okay. It's again kind of difficult to tell with a dim light. You see off where the light sort of fades out a bit, a couple of tents. So it could be. It doesn't look like there's room for 8 people, but probably around 2. You're not sure if it's 2 exactly.
Okay. I'll head back and tell everyone. All right, there are 2 back there, but I don't know. There could be more. It doesn't look like many, if there are. So I don't know what you want to do. I don't know if we can get around them without being seen, or if you want to talk to them for some reason.
Or just kill them and take their stuff.
I was gonna say I don't like talking
Mm-hmm.
to strangers.
I mean, we can always use more stuff. Maybe they have good stuff.
I called dibs on the gold.
But I'd rather just keep moving. I mean, for me, a little bit of stuff that someone has at a campfire isn't as good as, being caught.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure if they're out here and not inside, their stuff can't be that good.
Or they can't be that good.
Mm-hmm.
What if they turn out to be some of the really high up people that were going and tearing apart the city?
You hear the owls.
I mean, they did have that look. Yeah. They had that look to them. At least with their armor, anyway.
Perhaps we should attempt stealth, and of course, feeling that, we just murder them.
I
mean,
the
that
plan.
seems fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Got it.
Are you going to lead us then? I think you should be in the front.
Sure. Why not?
All right, perfect.
Go straight to murder then. Interesting. Okay.
All right. So who's a good? Move your token up to your movement speed, and if you want to attempt to stealth by, you can each do a stealth roll as you by. Sans Rhea, because I guess earlier you essentially did.
Oh, stealth.
Yeah, Dina's not stealthing.
I'm going to retire this dice.
15, 20, 25.
Thank
Get it
God for
around
that
that way.
advantage.
Yeah. Dina gets to about there. Pretty sure that
Would you
Can I
roll,
roll
Dina,
a
for your?
two? a 2.
So Valken, if you're moving, go ahead and
Yeah.
move. And Ari, if you are, go ahead and move. And everyone else can stay where they're at just
Is
for now.
yeah
If you've
is
already...
for 9 or is the line on the top or the bottom of the number? Forget now how to tell
The line
difference
on the
between
bottom. It's the line on the bottom.
Okay.
it.
You'll have your walking speed in here
Yeah,
unless
so I'd
you're
say-
purposely, unless you're flying.
No, I'm not
which would
gonna
make
fly.
noise.
I don't even know how area is. So.
Yeah.
You
Each
attempt
little-
to fly and you hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
Each block is 5, is that correct?
Yes, each block is 5. Mm-hmm. 5
So
feet.
movement is in.
Okay.
Where's movement in?
It'll be in your main tab.
The main.
Speed. You have it 25.
Okay.
You can move 5 squares.
So yeah,
Oh.
I rolled it.
What'd you roll?
So, where's my stealth? 10 total.
Okay.
I rolled
I
a
had a-
7.
I had a 15.
Nice. Excellent. Whee!
Yeah. Well, that's not good when you start going.
Yeah.
I don't know why you all are spinning around Dina because she rolled, a total of a 3. So,
Well, as you're all walking out anyway, Rhea, taking the lead, just as you reach sort of the end of your movement, you find a... Just see what your AC is. Okay. A dagger strikes you in the shoulder from a third person that you did not see.
Mm-hmm.
Off in the shadows. Oops.
Oh goody.
Awesome.
Here we go. And she does, well, what I should really do is roll here for you. This is a surprise round for her, and then we're gonna roll some initiative because she ooh, God. Okay, anyway, she's gonna try and the dagger deals. Ooh, oh, what?
Oh my God, did you kill me?
It does 8 points of... No, you can't possibly have 8 though, because maybe we just haven't leveled you up.
I should have 11. Hold on.
Oh,
Even
Like just total?
Yeah.
damage 8.
what?
All right, let's fix that. Maybe you had a wound from before. Let's just put the wound at 8 because that's where it's supposed to be. Not dying.
Not dying.
I was like,
what?
already.
Sorry about it. I'm
And
a
that's
very
everybody.
squishy rogue.
TP
Very
cat,
squishy.
TP cat.
Rogues
No.
are a D8. Oh, you've got the -1. Still, it's a D8,
Uh-huh.
isn't it? A D8. So
It is. Yeah.
go ahead and roll another D8, because we have to do your HP for level 2. So it would have been 8 minus 1.
I was going to say 11's really low for level 2.
Yeah.
It was only a 4, so.
Okay, so you would have kept the 5 minus 1,
Yes.
which would be 4.
Minus 1 is 4.
Which is 11. Okay, yeah.
Yep, I was at 11.
Wow.
What?
All right, but not dead, so that's good.
Not dead.
Just mostly dead.
Just mostly dead.
Oh, hang on. She does get sneak attack because it was.
Oh.
Oh crap!
Wait, let me just check because advantage on the
it was
roll.
a
Okay,
surprise
okay, I got
round.
you.
Yeah.
I got you,
Okay.
I think.
Good thing we have a cleric.
I feel the same.
Oh,
Well,
we
it doesn't
do?
mention.
We do?
And a druid.
Technically, it doesn't
Oh.
mention surprise round, so we'll say for now. I mean, but that is sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because you have advantage on a sneak attack,
Yeah.
or you have advantage on a surprise round.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So
that's-
now you're knocked unconscious. You were stealthing in. Yep. And it strikes just past the side of your, jugular. It doesn't cut it so that you're bleeding out furiously to death, but enough where you start getting really dizzy and you drop down as Dina's like, whoa! That's her. She ruins her stealth by like reacting like, oh, the blood.
Oh, thank God I'm wearing red.
No.
Thank God I'm wearing brown.
Amazing. Yeah, you can all go ahead and roll initiative if you'd like. You'll find it on the in your character sheet in the main tab, like right in the middle. It says init, and there's a little die next to it that you can either click or drag and release into the chat box. It has to be in the chat box if you do it that way.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Victoria.
What is this?
Do I need to roll fake dice? Can I roll real dice?
You can roll either or is fine, and just let me know if you want to roll real. We can do that too. I completely blanked on that.
Oh.
Wow.
Go ahead if you want to redo it and roll.
Excellent.
I mean, it's still
No,
I would like
no.
to see. I would
Yeah,
like to see.
I thought you had to do it for the tracker, so
You'd sort of
I'm
do,
gonna
but
keep my
I can
19.
enter it. Okay, yeah, if you want to re-roll,
That
go
was
ahead.
a little better. I got
Okay.
a 10.
10, okay.
Alright.
I like that a lot better than my 5.
that would be an 8 for me.
Okay, an increase, neat. Rhea, do you want to do yours via die?
No, I'm dying. I'm gonna keep my 7 because it's honest.
Nice. I mean, what do you have, Demalig?
I got a 20.
Woo, doggy, nice.
Not a nat 20, but
Okay.
20.
All right. Oh, and another note, if you hover over your token and scroll up and down, it'll change the way they're facing in case you want to like spin it around to look at a certain thing.
Oh.
cute.
All right. Demalig, you are up first, sir. They all look over at the crew. They don't really see you yet.
Do I even know any of that happened? Because I'm kind of over here.
You do just because of your amazing night vision. Dark vision.
Dark vision, yeah.
Oh, is it super dark?
It's pretty dark in here. There aren't. You're just getting the camp light. There aren't many crystals in the wall here. So if you don't have dark vision, it's light enough to see in this area. But if you go too far one way or the other, it'll be dim and then.
Having this human's going to be super fun for you all.
Uh-oh.
Good thing I'm an owl.
Nice.
I don't even know if I have dark vision.
Mm.
That
I'll
could
look.
be important.
Yeah. I am looking.
In here.
How do I add my invocations?
What's your race?
Lizard folk.
Oh, I don't know if they do either.
I know. I've never played one before. So.
Your invocations. Let me. Well, I guess for now, let me know what they are, and we'll figure out the role, and then I might have to add them in manually as a power.
Okay, it's the disguise self that I can
Okay.
do without expending spell slot, and then but it's the agonizing blast, so I get to add my charisma modifier to my damage for.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I just wanted to make like that. I didn't know how to cut.
Oh,
+3.
Is that a
damage.
persistent thing that always it adds it to the Eldritch Blast?
Yep.
That I can do. Okay, so Malik, what would you like to do? You sort of, as you assess, you see the two by the campfire look up. They didn't really spot anyone else. They rolled terribly. But they see this person get attacked and collapse. They haven't really spotted you yet. You watch as Rhea, the leader, gets that dagger and drops.
Oh God, we're all going to die. Okay, we're dead. At this point, I think it would be really stupid to draw a whole bunch of attention to myself, so I'm going to try a little bit of misdirection. I'm going to use a cantrip, minor illusion. I'm going to put it. I'm going to do a sound. I think the sound will be a roar.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put it. Can I mark on here where I want it to be placed?
At the top, there should be like a little pencil image, I think. Anyway, if you click on that, or you can right click and go to drawing, and then I think there's a drawing option in there. I'm not sure. I'm not in the player version that often.
Okay.
Right click. Okay, if I right click, I see drawing at the bottom, and then a little enter drawing mode, and you can draw like a circle or something. I think there's also a way to do. That's all I see. I'll have to ask the players in my other do this.
Yeah, it's not working out for me too well. Wait, enter drawing mode. Meow, 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 meow. This scribble, if you can see it, that's the shape of a roar, you guys.
Nice.
That's canon.
What?
Where is it?
It takes a minute to pop in when someone draws. It'll probably.
Oh, okay.
In a sec, yeah. Roar.
Kind of the roar of like a half-orc barbarian.
Ah, okay. So like a battle roar. So
would like to rage. So.
Yeah, this throaty roar echoes through the cave from that origin point. You can even hear the spittle flying from the mouth of this roar. Is really highly detailed, as you've practiced often before. We'll see how that plays in. Your turn comes around. Is that from the bottom? It's taking forever to pop in, but did you do it from like the bottom of the map?
If you look at the map, it's to the right of Spy 1, which is the extent of my range with that.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
All right,
let me just...
I'd rather have them looking the other way than towards the rest of the party.
Anything else for Damalik?
I think he'd best stay still.
Okay, neat.
Not throw too much attention to himself while he's standing by himself over there.
Awesome. Yeah, so you just remain in the shadows. Oh, when you're done with the turn on the combat tracker, at the bottom there's like a complete turn or next actor or something like that. Turn finished. It looks
complete?
Turn complete. Yeah. I think it looks like a dragon with a little like arrow notch below it. That'll move it to the next person. That way I'll know when each of you are done. At least it should be there.
You're assuming I can find it.
I can't see the tracker or the map at the moment.
The tracker, if you hit the icon at the top right that has the cross swords, a little tiny button at the very top right.
Okay, got it.
And I'll reshare out the map here. It should pop up.
Sorry, the map went away for me. Okay,
no worries.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem. Where is it on the player one, guys? The turn complete.
It's on the bottom left. Dragon with a little arrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there we
Of
go.
the combat tracker.
Cool. Thank you, Tamalik. Ari, you're up. You watched as Rhea, the leader, drops. Blood kind of across the wall. She just drops down. Consciousness.
I tiptoe kind of by her, like, oh, and then I go up to here, and I fire at the spy 3 who shot her, or threw a dagger at her, and I Eldritch Blast that person.
Nice. Okay. In your mind, you hear, "Yes, don't let."
How do I do it again?
Sorry, control click to target them. The one you want, and then you'll know it's done successfully because in the combat tracker it'll say targets. Whatever. By 3.
Got it. Case. And then I just click and drag over.
Well, then in your actions tab, you can either click attack or you can grab the ranged +5 and roll it. Oh, nice. Well, that hits. And then you just do the same for the damage part. The one, of course.
And then plus the 3, right?
Yes. Let me add it's +3. Let me just put that in permanently here under. Get a bonus. I'm gonna add 3. Okay, beautiful. So you do just that. You kind of step over Rhea. In your last moments of consciousness, Rhea, you see one person like, "Oh, it's a good thing I'm wearing red." The other person walks over you carefully, and you're like, "Oh."
We'll do with you in a little bit.
So you again sort of bring your hand up without even having to point your finger. You just flip your wrist as this beam of crackling energy arcs over and almost electrocutes this woman, tearing little bits of skin off as it arcs across her body. She's a tiefling, and you see that her eyes, you can see her eyes closed as they have like a bit of a glow. They're solid color, solid white. She kind of bends down in pain and then kind of looks up at you. Anything else for Ari this turn?
Oh, you better be worth this. And I do healing word.
Oh. You kind of, without really looking back, you just sort of stretch your arm. So control click on the spy to deselect them. And then control click boop, Rhea.
Yeah. Oh, and then do it. Yeah.
And then you can do it and it'll automatically give the heals. Ray, you feel you're brought back to consciousness with this.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Oh.
Sorry.
No problem. It's not quite a warmth. It's this cool chilling effect, almost like someone splashed you with a bucket of ice water, and you sort of snap back awake and you feel the pain. It's like paper cut extreme, but it's healed up and there's no more blood coming out, and you feel a little bit weak. You've got a little bit of the shakes from the loss of blood, but you have returned to consciousness.
Oh, thank you.
You owe me.
I'll pay it back.
And that's it. So.
Okay. Keep in mind, Ari has the appearance of a 13-year-old human child now. Awesome. All right, Valken, what you gonna do?
Well, I don't really seem to have many spells.
Mm-hmm.
That would be useful. Think I can throw a dagger? That's about it. But,
I think you have darts as well. I think you've got 20
Oh
darts.
yes, darts. How many darts do I have?
20 by the look.
Okay. So what's the modifier for?
It's +4 in total. So you'd roll a d20 and just add 4.
Okay, and the range.
Dart range is you can it's within 20 feet without disadvantage, and within 60 feet you can still do it but with disadvantage. If you don't move, you'd have 5, 10. You'd be able to hit Spy 2 without having to move.
Okay, I'll just throw out Spy 2 then. Trying to figure out how to use this.
Well, you can just roll regular die for tonight if you want, and then just add 4 to whatever your d20.
So it's a d6?
Well, you've got to attack first, so roll a d20 and add 4.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a 19.
Oh, that hits. You've got a little, sort of like an ammo belt, except it's filled with darts. You
Die.
Yep, I think
I
that's.
think it's a d6.
Tell you here, it is a 1d4 plus 2. You draw one from the ammo belt and underhand sort of whip it out and toward Spy number 2 that's watching like the blood spatter from Rhea, and then the other person casting this crazy electric bolt. And then suddenly from the side, a dart hits them.
2 plus.
Well, it should be at least 2. It's 1d4, and then you add 2.
Yeah, so 2 plus 4.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, right. Spy 2 taking a dart just sort of probably just above the knee, a dart to the knee. So it's one of those stinging, nasty ones. It hobbles a bit and kind of looks over, in your direction to see where the dart came from. Anything else for you, Valken, this turn? Any movement or anything?
Guess I'll move a little bit closer to move. But
Okay, you've got up to 5 squares of movement if you're walking. Cave is probably 20 feet tall or so there's a little bit of room.
Yeah. Let's move.
Okay.
I'm not blocking anyone.
Okay. All right. On the combat tracker, if you have that open, just find the finish turn. I already forget the term it is, but it's dragon at the bottom left of the. Doing that, I'll say that. Well, Spy number 2 is up next. So seeing you move, finishing throwing the dart and moving over a bit, the Spy starts to walk over toward you. 2, 3, 5. Sort of circles around you, seeing the dangerous lizard folk on the other side. It's like, yeah, so I'm going to stay away from those claws.
Like that.
And ooh, right. So they draw their short sword from their hip and they attack. Ooh, they hit. They slash at you, Valken, dealing 5 points of damage as they cut across you. You go to defend yourself and instinctively pull your wings in front, and it just cuts through some of the feathers and a little bit of the meat of your right wing. They spin the sword around and come down for a second attack. Sorries. Which hits. Okay. Ooh, dealing another 5 points of damage. They come down, and you step back out of the way as they draw their thrust their blade straight down, and it just runs along the front of your shin and down into part of your foot before they pull it back out and get ready in their defensive stance. So you're hurting, but not unconscious and not anything too overwhelming. You've received worse. Yeah. Find number 3. Of course, looking at Aerie after receiving that punishing spell. Let's see. 30 feet. I don't know if they're gonna be able to make it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, they just make it. She leans forward in this really fast hustle up towards Aerie. Draws out her short sword, almost like she's gonna try and thrust it and run you through. Oh my gosh, natural 20. No, why?
Oh no!
Hey,
We're
we're
all
pardoned.
bad. We're all bad.
You're gonna need that favor right now.
Nice. Let's see. Oh, right. You still had the effects of that other thing on. So some of the damage, the first part, you don't even feel as the blade starts to pierce your skin, but it quickly wears through your temporary hit points, and it goes in another like 2 inches, just enough as you push back and off, but enough to go into your intestines a little bit in your midsection there, and some blood starts to run out. He draws it back and goes to slash across the front of your face with your second attack. Please don't be a 20. But it does hit. But it's a terrible roll. Okay, so she goes across. What happened? Yeah, nice.
Hellish rebuke.
Nice. Okay, sweet. She slashes across the
Yes.
second time, dealing 3 points of damage as she you again back up and it cuts just the front of your nose, dealing a little tiny bit of damage. So yeah, you use Hellish Rebuke. Is that for the entirety of all the damage she did in her turn, or just that last?
Creature must make a dex throw.
Okay.
My spell save is 13, I believe.
All right.
It uses your charisma modifier.
All right. It just says that. Okay. So what you'll do for this is you'll target her with a control click, and then you can hit the little magnifying glass next to Hellish Rebuke. I went ahead and opened it up, and you'll either click the save button once you have her targeted, or you can drag it over to the chat.
Okay. So click save.
Mm-hmm. And that'll make her roll her dex save against you. Failure. So now you can roll the damage. That is amazingly awesome. So, still.
Shouldn't that be? It should be 3d10 because you're casting it at
2d10.
second level. Is it? Okay.
No, it's only first level. Yeah, it's only first level. 2d10.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Never mind. Just ignore me.
You're fine.
Yeah, as she
I
comes.
was raised not to do that.
Nice. Just as you get that nick out of your nose, you just you step back and you just point your finger at her, and she just has this momentary gasp and like, and these flames sort of burst out of her mouth and cover her skin for a minute. She goes to pat it out, put it out as best she can. Unfortunately, just the 4 points of damage more than she would have gotten, and she was definitely a little alarmed by that. So you have that in your corner. And that ends her turn. Brings us to Spy 1, that immediately turns around behind him and looks for, this terrible half-orc scream that just came out of, from behind, like, they're ganging up on us, they're sneaking. And I'm going to say that we'll cut his movement speed down. I'm going to say that'll cut his movement speed in half, because that was so seeing that there's nothing there, kind of pokes at the air for a minute and kind of looks back. And it definitely doesn't notice Demalag. It doesn't notice Axel, come on. Doesn't notice Falcon. Doesn't notice Dina. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm sorry, Rhea.
It's all right.
I don't think he can get to you anyway. So 1, 2, 3. It's as far as he can get. What does he have? Can't do that. So he does take a hand crossbow off his back and attempts to fire a shot at you, Rhea.
Okay.
Hits.
Ugh.
Of course it does.
Oh, well.
Come on.
Oh, only a 1. You were in this heightened state of like, I do not want that to happen again. So as this bolt fires, you catch it out of the corner of your eyes. You see him approaching, and you lean back, and it just sort of scuffs your cheek and off the wall behind you and onto the cave floor. Okay, Thaxel.
Okay.
Okay, now it's my turn. Okay, so I've never played a druid before, so I just got my wild shape ability.
Ooh, neat. Yep.
So just as a clarification, I
Mhm.
can only do it for animals that I've seen.
Yes.
And I think we discussed I was in a forest and mountain
Mm-hmm.
terrain before I came over here.
Correct.
So okay.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm going to I have to do this right
I'm a squirrel. No.
now. No.
Giant squirrel.
For wild shape, it's an action to change into the creature. Currently.
Yes,
Mhm.
but with my circle of moon, it's
Oh, that's
a
second
bonus
level,
action.
right? You get that at second level. Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
And doesn't that bump
And
up the max CR too?
I think. Well, it just says
Mhm.
1 out of 4. I'm not sure what that
Oh,
means.
1/4. It's yeah. It starts at like 1/8, 1/4, half, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to like 20 something for the
Okay.
challenge rating.
Because I was trying to look at this earlier, and I think it's 1/4
Okay.
in the terrain that I came from. Yeah, and it can't fly or swim. So
Mm-hmm. The things
Okay,
like
all right.
wolves, I think maybe bears. Take a look. We've got the monster manual in here, so.
yes, I couldn't. Oh, okay. So it's in the library. I was trying to find the earlier.
Yeah. Well, it's library, monster manual
Uh-huh.
on the left, and then NPCs, and you can actually do it by challenge rating index, and it'll just start at CR0, and you can get anything from there, including 1/8 and then 1/4.
Oh, I guess I don't have the monsters manual in here. Let's see.
Shame
I
on
have
me.
Volo's guide.
Hang on. Let me
Tisk.
share that out then. Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, it's here. Right, it doesn't load for you guys. Okay, hang on. Waka waka. Okay, so you'd have to go into the modules button in the bottom left.
Okay.
And now you should see it there where you can load it.
Okay.
Then it'll be in there.
Okay. Let's see.
And which circle is it? The moon, right?
Mm-hmm. Circle of the moon.
Hmm. Oh, come on, Discord. Discord.
Okay.
Do this.
Challenge rating index.
Okay.
You somehow killed everyone.
Rock
Nice.
fell. It was horrible.
We killed everyone. We're all good.
Yeah.
Amazing work, guys.
I
Found a
feel the
treasure
full.
cache. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Neat. Again? Oh, man.
Good. We're good.
Hopefully. Let me put my
Y'all
video
hear me?
back on here. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Circle of the Moon, starting at second level, you can use your wild shape to transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as 1.
Oh, what? What?
I just wanted to check because I feel like that was the one that a couple people have played. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they got like some Uber bump up in their rating.
Well,
Wait.
I will take that back and transform into a direwolf.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, I think you probably would have
Yes.
given your history. I think that would be fitting. Okay.
I have like a little handy thing that separates it by terrain. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah. Okay,
Right.
so bonus action, I turn into a direwolf, and then I am going to move. Okay, so control click. Aha. So now I'm going to be attacking spy number 2. And I'm sorry, you said control
Control click will target the enemy you want. Enemy
in the combat tracker, right?
it'll show up in the combat tracker. Yeah, right now it says target spy 2. And
Oh wait, no.
let me see if there's a way I can in here in the combat tracker, the direwolf.
Okay,
Let me
there
see
we
if I
go.
can assign. I feel like there was a way to assign this to something.
There we go. Fixed it.
But you can use the stats from the direwolf if you have that open. The direwolf.
Yes, I got, yeah. Then I guess I'm going to bite. Yeah, I guess that's all. That's what I do.
All right.
Okay, so it's a
+5.
plus 5 to hit.
Mhm.
Okay, so just roll a d20 and then add 5. Okay. Nope.
Oh no! What'd you get though? Because these guys are.
That one.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Woo.
But you're very pretty.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I tried.
It's worth it. Falcon, you see this already very intimidating lizard folk start to lean forward and just, shoulder pops back and arm pops down, jaw kind of separates and moves forward, and you see her shift down into this wolf form that then grows immensely in size. It's a large creature taking up a bunch of spots. It's probably your reaction to that catches her off guard as she's trying to bite on this person. Chomp goes to bite down and unfortunately misses. This spy seems to be fairly nimble and leaps back just in the nick of time.
Okay.
But seems to be
That
fairly
completes
frightened.
My turn.
Okay, Dina.
All right. Are any of is Spy 1 or Spy 3 wearing heavy armor?
Everyone seems to be wearing the Spy 1 and Spy 2 wearing leather armor, and Spy 3 seems to have a mix of leather and cloth.
All right. Well, that takes care of that. Spy 1 is the one that keeps hurting Rhea. So, and Rhea is currently her meat shield. So she's just going to go ahead and not shocking grasp. She's going to go ahead and she'll touch on him. So I need to make a ranged spell attack.
Oh, control click them to target.
Okay, control click.
And it should, when it works, it'll show up in the combat tracker as targets.
No. Control click.
There it is.
Okay. So I need to make a ranged spell attack.
You'd open
I
up.
need to figure out what my spell attack modifier is.
It's +5.
+5. Okay. So that's a 16 to hit.
That definitely hits. Yep. The the earth, the stone beneath this creature starts to have a bit of a glow with those straight beams of light come up. It separates and cracks open as this ghostly skeletal hand the size of this person reaches out of the ground and grasps onto him, giving him a crushing blow. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right, 1d8 necrotic. So that's 7 necrotic, and he cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn. Until then, the hand will cling to him.
Nice.
I love that spell.
His bony, ghostly
Yes.
fingers are wrapped around him currently.
And she just blows a kiss to him. And I think that's going to be... I can't bonus action hide. I'm going to use my Misty Step feature. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and just Misty Step to there.
Okay, in an instant, this poof of light smoke appears.
She blows him a kiss,
and
she's gone.
And then in the other area, smoke appears, dissipates, and you're there. Neat. All right.
How do I untarget him? Oh,
Control click again. Yep.
Got it.
And then just the complete turn at the bottom left, the combat tracker.
Yes. Yep.
Rhea, it's your turn! Yay!
Oh, yay! And it's going to be heroic and awesome. I think I'm going to use my bonus action to dash so I can GTFO.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 40. Oh, I don't even need it all. Okay, so I'm going to come down to this little... why can't I drag myself? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Down to this little nook over here.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'm just gonna rub my temples and say, "It's okay. You're gonna be fine," and use my healing hands to give myself 2 more hit points. So
Nice.
do I have to target myself with that?
Yeah.
Or do I just drop it on myself?
I think you can just click it. Let me check. I feel like we have it set up so it's target self. Oh, it's in there twice. That's weird.
That's weird.
I guess you'll have to target yourself first then.
Okay.
Let me see if I can just target self. Is it for anyone or is it just for yourself?
No, it's for anyone.
Okay, I'll leave it at target. So go ahead and target yourself, and then you can.
Okay. Oh, control. Oh wait, we couldn't remember what it was on a Mac. Control.
Control. I think
It's
you said
control
control click. Okay, thanks, Ari.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, is it actually control click though? Okay, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Sometimes it's command click on a,
Yeah, I spent my first 0 session kept doing command click instead of.
Wait.
Okay.
Macs
Okay.
are super.
Put your hand over that wound on your neck and.
Ooh, okay, feel a little bit better. All right, and there we go. All done.
Oh, that's your action, right? Okay.
That was my action. Yeah.
All right. Safe and sound around the corner. Demalig, you are back up.
Oh, good. Excellent. And lots of targets. Wow. Time to cast my first spell that has a level attached to it. No, I didn't go through a 0 session, so I have no idea how to do it. You said something about control clicking, is that right?
Control click to target the enemy or enemies you want. Yep.
All right, so let's see here. Looks like Spy 2 is in enough trouble as it is. I think Spy 1 could use a little of my attention. I'm going to go ahead and target them, and I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb. That requires a ranged spell attack.
So you should, let me see. On the actions tab, let me get your spells. Chromatic Orb is one of your spells. Let me put that in there quickly. Or wizard Demalig.
I'm a wizard, you know.
Nice. I love All right, so down in your actions tab on your character sheet, which you can bring up by double-clicking your portrait up top.
Got it.
Actions tab is along the right at the very bottom. You'll find under spells, chromatic orb that's already been opened.
Nice.
And since you have it targeted, you can either just click attack, or you can grab the ranged +5, bring it over to the chat box in Fantasy Grounds and drag and release, and it'll roll the actual dice.
I just clicked buttons.
Nice.
Oh, the buttons.
Click things and hope they do stuff.
That got the damage, but we don't know if it. You have to roll the ranged +5 to see if it attacks first, and then we can use that.
Okay, I guess I'll check this fake die. Here we go.
or you can do it in real life and just add +5. Fine too.
Well, I like my real life roll a lot better.
Nice.
They'll probably both hit, but I did roll a 17.
Oh, absolutely hits. Yep. And that dealt 10 points of damage. Okay, to spy 1. Which
poison damage, by the way.
Poison, nice. Okay, so you take the from one of your pouches this crystal out, into crumple it. It's ready to be broken into this fine dust. Swirl around, create this smoggy ball of poison. You throw at this creature, and it just splashes. When it strikes, it kind of burns a searing hole, or is rotating, and also splashes over their person. And they're trying to wipe it off, but it's poison. It's just it's acid. It's just eating in. And they do the poison, the acid dance there for a minute to no avail until it finally dies out. And it deals a fair amount of damage. You want to go sit on the stair? All right. Beautiful. Anything else for you, Demalling?
I think I'm going to move just a little bit. Just that far.
Reposition yourself.
Yep.
And then just the end turn, if you don't mind.
Oh, right.
It takes like 8 sessions to get used to it. I promise. It's not anything to worry about yet. Difficult to remember. Ari, you are up. You've got this tiefling in your face.
So I'm not even unclicking. It's going to be at the spy 3. And I know it's going to be a disadvantage, but I'm just going to take my finger at her face and Eldritch Blast it. But I know it's a disadvantage.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead. That's awesome.
First line, 5. Oh, nope. And an 18.
Oh, curses.
So super. Super.
You put
so it's not her AC would be a 10 hit.
Oh no, it seems to miss. Just as you reach out, she's aware of what you can do now. She sort of ducks, like tries to smack your hand out of the way, so it just kind of grazes across her horns and up over the other side, across the cave, illuminating it as it strikes the other wall and knocks some stone loose. Anything else for Ari this turn?
Ari's super pissed, so she chugs her. She's also just in case because she's got this person in front of her. That her healing potion.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Bonus action, right?
Bonus action to drink it yourself. Yep.
It's just 1d4.
2d4 plus 2.
Oh, 2d4 plus 2. 4 and a 2, so 6, 7, 8.
Beautiful. You were 1 point shy of being fully healed. She's like still doing this and guarding herself, and you're like, you grab it quickly. You feel the rejuvenating effects of the healing potion run through course through your.
I know it's hard to picture a very angry 13-year-old. That's scary. She is.
Nice.
I've seen the Addams Family. Wednesday Addams is.
Accurate.
That's right.
Very, very close.
Nice. All right. If there's nothing else, go ahead and click the close if you would. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Valken, you're up. You've got this direwolf sort of stomping around in front of you, peering, growling at this spy next to you.
Okay.
Way up over your head. Her back's like.
Yes.
Am I able to attack him, or is the cave kind of?
You still have
blocking?
room to attack, yeah.
Okay.
She's a little scared at the moment as she's facing this,
Yeah.
with the dire wolf in her
Yeah.
face.
I'll use. Trying to remember how exactly do I give inspiration?
Ooh, well, you just say I give you inspiration, and then they get to
Yeah.
use a 1d6.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So I'll give the that's a bonus, or is it a action?
I'll have to check. For you, I think
believe
it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bonus action.
It's a bonus action.
Yeah.
I think it's a bonus action.
Yep.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, everybody who's played a bard, raise your hand.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll give my bonus inspiration die to Thax.
Oh, thank
For
you.
a bonus action.
Is there anything you say or do to inspire her?
Come on, you're giant wolf. Kick his. Bite his head off.
Nice.
Nice.
We'll add to the battle fury.
And then for my action, I think I'll do Tasha's hideous laughter.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
I cannot think of any good, any horrible cheesy jokes.
It's fine. Anything you say at all, you could say bananas and they would lose it. So,
Boo.
yeah, perfect. Control click on the one that you want to do this to, and you'll see it in the combat tracker. It'll pop up and say targets. There you go.
Okay.
And then in your spell sheet, so your character sheet, the actions tab all the way at the bottom, and the spells, you'll see Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So just click the save button, and it'll make them roll their save again.
What one's the?
It'll say save. If the spell's opened up, like you hit the little magnifying glass to the right of Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
Then you'll see it.
Yeah, the magnifying glass is right under it.
Hang on a second now. It shouldn't be using your wisdom modifier. No, it's their wisdom. Why is your? This is a bard spell, right? Hang on, let me change this. Have your proper. There we go. All right, now go ahead and click save if you want. And
okay, so.
Oh, they do. Ooh. They rolled a 18 plus 2. So you say boo, and they kind of do a quick like what? Because this direwolf is in their face, and look over, at you, the owl. Creature sort of looking at them in a scary manner to make them laugh. Go back into their direction.
Okay. Yeah. Be it.
Okay. Neat. Just hit the complete turn when you're all set. Is this spy 2? Oh, it is. Okay. So it's probably going to attack the biggest danger being the direwolf and not understanding mechanics of a like so currently, let me do this. I'm going to give you temp hit points of the direwolf. What are the direwolf hit points?
It says 37, but in parentheses, it's 5d10 plus 10.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I can roll for it instead, but I want to get 37. Okay, so you have 37 temp hit points because you eat through those before it happens. So they're gonna unleash their short sword attacks. They completely miss the first attack out of sheer fright, and then they come back down and slash again and miss once again. They're just, there's this large creature, direwolf, in front of them. They're scarier than normal wolves. Huge. That's the end of its turn. Spy 3 is going to go for Aerie again because she's here. That hits. So she comes down and just kind of glances along the front of your shoulder, Aerie, and deals 4 points of damage, and then comes back around and tries to stab you in the side. Hits. And just right between a couple of your lower floating ribs, drives the blade in a couple inches and pulls it back out. Fairly wounded. And you hear almost a shout in your head like, no. Do not let them take you down. Devour them. End of there.
Normal, guys. It's fine.
Yeah. It's all good.
Fine.
They don't notice that. Okay, their Spy 1 is going to run up and start attacking the direwolf, which would actually, it's large, so take up an extra space here. So stand here. And is the direwolf's AC also 12? I feel like it was.
It's 14.
14. Okay, good. All right. All right. So that one would actually hit because that's a 15. Here, have this and sit on the steer. Okay. It comes down and it does some damage to your direwolf form, but you don't feel it as much because of all the heavy coat of fur that you have.
Awesome.
Yeah, does a second attack and misses as you sort of look back and just snarl and growls, and completely misses the second attack. Let's see. From the direction that you came, you hear a long whistle. I can't do it, but one of those really loud whistles from pretty far down the hallway, but it echoes through the cave, and everyone, including the enemies, pause for a moment and sort of look up and look back at each other like, who's it for? For you guys or for us? And that's where we'll end session 1 tonight. Because it's 1. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Nate.
Sorry, Aerie. I was going to save you.
Awesome. Thank you, players. So much fun. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. And thank you, certainly, chat, for being hilarious and hanging out with us. And it's such a fun time. Yeah, so I guess we'll catch you all. Nice.
Really good timing.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll catch you all next Tuesday. I mean, we'll have our Stormfall game Friday nights, 10 to 1 a.m. But here for Kyr's Lament, our all-evil campaign, we'll catch you next Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern.
We're all very, very sweet, actually.
Yes, and very
An
much
angel.
so. Awesome. Hope you have a great night. We can't wait to see you all next week. And thanks again, players.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.